Top 3 most hated presidents in the world. Number 3 is William Ruto of Kenya. Now, I put him on my list of most feared presidents, and many Kenyans have reached out and said, no, let me correct you, Jacob. He isn't feared. He's just hated because he's okay? He's a terrible human being, suppressing all the bad media from Kenya about him so that he looks like he's this good person to the rest of the world. Most of the rest of the world doesn't even know who he is, but he is a corrupt, terrible person.
It's no secret that a majority of Kenyans want President William Ruto and all the corrupt politicians to be impeached or removed from office, to be held accountable for all the crimes they've committed, and to be jailed. In fact, many people in and outside Kenya believe that President William Ruto is a dictator. In this current Kenyan regime, you can literally be killed for posting something against the government on social media. That's how dire things are at the moment. Moreover, people are actually getting killed because they went out to peacefully protest and demonstrate, and yet protesting and demonstrating peacefully and unarmed is a Kenyan right which is enshrined in the constitution. And that is one of the many reasons why Kenyans are trying so hard to remove him from office permanently. People all over the world have been watching what has been happening in Kenya, and many of them are fully supporting Kenyans who are trying to remove President William Ruto from office legally through the constitution. And some of them can even be heard chanting one term, which is a political slogan, which means Kenyans do not want President William Ruto to ever serve another term as president in Kenya. The following videos that you're about to see are people's personal opinions, so keep that in mind. And please guys, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. So without further ado, listen to this.
One time.
One time. So I've been walking down this street for what seems like forever now. One time. Yeah man, so everyone's saying one term about the president. So I've been walking down this street for a street road, don't know what it is, but been walking down here for ages. One term, yeah?
What's your name?
Jack. What's your name?
Lauman.
Nice to meet you, bro. Whoa. The police down there with straps out, yeah? Firing into all them down there. I'm in the flats. Whoa. Yo, can you hear that? Gunshots. And I just nearly been robbed by 10 little crackhead kids, yeah? Never had anything like it in my life, surrounded me, grabbing my bag. Shit myself, I'll be honest.
So this Mzungu is leaving Kenya. We've had the best week. Amazing people, amazing hospitality, amazing food. Just an amazing country, to be honest. Asante Kenya, kwa kutupokea vizuri. One time.
I learned 4 things about Kenya very quickly. First, I chose the wrong time to go. When's the best time to go to a foreign country? Middle of a national protest. I had no idea. Every Thursday, 100,000 young people storming downtown Nairobi, protesting a financial bill. Second thing I learned about Kenya, there's not a lot of people that look like me. I'm walking downtown Nairobi, biggest city in Kenya. Locals are shouting at me, Mzungu! A few hours into my time in Kenya that I learned Mzungu translated to foreigner or traveler, or in their slang, it meant white person. I use it as an excuse to connect. Third thing I learned about Kenya, the food is delicious. Ugali, it's their main form of carbs. It's like maize, yamachoma, goat, eating like kings, man. Fourth thing I learned about Kenya, there are 42 different tribes that speak a different language, have different cultural practices, and live in different geographical regions across the entire country.
During live sessions at the UN, for this matter to be like seen in the world and see action taken. But I haven't seen any action apart from just tweets from the American embassy, from different embassies, saying we're in solidarity with young people from Kenya. So my question is, are there like specific thresholds or maybe legal mechanism that must be met or even triggered for the United Nations to even act on such issues? Because this is a situation of Kenya, but there's Sudan, there's Gaza. What don't we know that we need to do to trigger the UN to act? Which now goes back to what she has said. At this point, personally, I don't trust systems, because I'm like, it's more of systems with governments and the negotiations and the benefits, and not necessarily protecting the citizen. So if there's something that we don't know that we're supposed to do, probably to trigger the UN for action, this would be the right time for us to know.
Top 3 most hated presidents in the world. Number 3 is William Ruto of Kenya. Now, I put him on my list of most feared presidents, and many Kenyans have reached out and said, no, let me correct you, Jacob. He isn't feared. He's just hated because he's a okay? He's a terrible human being, suppressing all the bad media from Kenya about him so that he looks like he's this good person to the rest of the world. Most of the rest of the world doesn't even know who he is, but he is a corrupt, terrible, terrible person. He's been accused of offing protesters and kidnapping them from a June 25th protest. He's been accused of just destroying the Kenyan economy, giving over their airports to corrupt systems. He's been accused of hurting the farmers and making it illegal for them to grow certain crops unless they get a special sort of license, and all this garbage to make him just richer and more powerful. He's a terrible, terrible man. If you like this list and want more about other nonsense, follow me. Leave me a comment with your thoughts on William Ruto. Also follow my wife, Samantha. Number 2 through 1 is also William.
Whether you're a Democrat or not, how can you impose democracy by killing millions of people? It's a dictatorship, not democracy. You can't impose it. Those who call themselves Democrats have seen scenes where people were prevented from joining assemblies. We've seen scenes where forces landed in assemblies to force deputies to take texts. We've seen more terrible scenes where people kill their demonstrators. But they call themselves Democrats, and we're called Persians. If that's democracy, I repeat, we don't want this democracy. And when you see incompetence, they don't seek to know what the real meaning of the word democracy is. They cling to the definition given to them by imperialism and start talking about democracy without really knowing the basics. That's incompetence. You have to know, look at the world to redefine democracy as we want it in Africa. Incompetence hides behind freedom. Remember, there is no individual freedom. It's a fact.
Yani Kenya ndo nchi pekee duniani jenzi wake wameiprank serikali na serikali imetubu. Wamesema kuna maandamano. Serikali imetuma magari mwanangu, mapolisi, yani ndinga kibao mwanangu yameenda hapo mjini kati CBD. Jenzi hawajatokea. Wameiprank serikali. Oye mwanangu, CBD ni nyeupe mwanangu, mmeniprank hadi mimi. Haya poa. Nani madoe inakuaje mwanangu? CNN huko anarusha kitu gani? Anawasubiria na kamera zake mtokee mwanangu. Hamjatokea mwanangu. Wafanya biashara wamefunga maduka yao, wanasema kuna maandamano, kutakuwa kubaya. Jenzi wameiprank serikali.
Jueni hawa vijana ni wajanja kuwashinda. Hawa vijana ni wajanja kushinda hata National Intelligence Service ya hii nchi. Na watakuja kuwaibisha in 2027.
Serikali ina tu huko. Inajua vijana wanatokea. Vijana hawajatokea. Sasa polisi wameona mabomu watayarusha wapi, wanaamua kurusha tu mabomu ya machozi kilo hapo, bomu la machozi limerushwa hapo. Hamna hata raia mwanangu. Ili hapa gari na yenyewe likasema nimechoka kukaa idle mwanangu, limeamua kutembea tu barabarani na mwaga maji ya pilipili. Wamemwagia maji ya pilipili mapolisi wenzao, cheki mwanangu. Bana, hili ni pranki la dunia. Jenzi wameipranki serikali. Jenzi nakubali wanangu, nakubali.
If you ever find yourself confused as to why people are protesting or even rioting, you should take a moment to consider the possibility that maybe you've never actually been that angry before. Maybe these people are feeling something that you've just never felt. It feels unfamiliar because it is, because you can't relate. I mean, the problem is that riots don't follow the same logic as like legislation. It's not about goals and outcomes. It's not a debate. Riots are what happens when debate has failed. People don't riot to fix things. They riot because things have gone beyond the point of fixing. They've seen a militarized police force show up in their city and turn on its own citizens. I mean, people say like, oh, what's this going to accomplish? And it's like, just that question shows that you don't know what it is you're looking at. Because that question still assumes that there is a valid system for addressing grievances. And riots erupt when that assumption collapses. I mean, imagine you see somebody fall and break their leg, and they're screaming in pain. And the first thing you do is run up to them and say, hey, what are you screaming for? You should just go get your leg fixed. It's like, no, they're screaming because it hurts. People riot for the same reason guys fight in the street. It's like, oh, what's this going to accomplish? Nothing. People fight because they're mad. You fight because at a certain point, there's nothing left to talk about.
A new giant of Africa has emerged. You know, before now, everybody has been saying that Nigeria is the giant of Africa. I don't know if it is because of the population of the country or from what they are doing. But I can tell you now that a new giant of Africa has emerged. And I will tell you the country. Stick around. I will give you the gist. In 2020, the Nigerian youths came together to protest against police brutality. They call it NSAS protest. In 2020, where the street of Nigeria erupt with protest. They were protesting. Kenyans, Cameroon, Ghana, everybody, even America, abroad, everybody was saying, clapping for Nigerians, man, thumbs up. Everybody knows what happened. The police came out and, you know, shoot everybody, shoot many people. Many people lost their life. And Nigeria, since then, it has been very much difficult for Nigerians to put themselves together and march on for that kind of protest again. But during these protests, we did not know that there is a country sitting one side, watching, observing Nigerians as they protest. In their mind, I think we can do this. And when they started their own, it became another thing. I want to use this opportunity to say, Habari, Kenya. All the Kenyans in the building, if you're from Kenya, I want to say a very big thank you for being fearless. This is what we call fearless youth. Being youthful. Using your youthful age for something good. So that country that has been watching then was Kenya. Kenya was watching. Kenyans was watching. And in 2024, it began. Kenyan youth said that we are no longer going to take it. They passed a bill of finance bill. They heard that they're going to pass a bill of finance bill. Kenyan youth, the Gen Z, they say no. Reverse finance bill or Gen Z protest. It erupted. They started protesting massively. Everybody saw what happened during that 2024. Protest everywhere. Kenyan youth, we are very much fearless. Among all the things that even police did to them, they did not stop. They kept on. If you come to the street of Kenya, everywhere erupt. I was clapping for them. The whole country was clapping for them. The whole Africa was clapping for them. Thank you, Kenya, for not closing your mouth. Because this good governance that we have been talking about it might not happen today, but it is your action. It is something that you have been doing over time that will bring the change that you demand. And in 2025 now, Kenyan youth say no. Say no to police brutality and bad governance. They started their own again in 2025. They did not stop. They did not say what they did to us in 2024. We're no longer going to take it again. Let's fold our arms. The Gen Z say no. If our fathers did not do, we are going to do it. And they started. I must tell you now that the most fearless youth now in African continent. Now Kenyans, I must give it to Kenya. Habari Kenya. I hope I got that right. Come to Nigeria now. There's a state called River State. I will gist you about River State. Do you know that in River State now, Nigeria is practicing democracy? But I will tell you that now in Nigeria, in River State, they are not practicing democracy. It is the one state that is not practicing democracy now in Nigeria. Because, let me give you the gist. A governor was having issue with his predecessor. Now, the predecessor is already the minister of FCT, Abuja, the capital of Nigeria. So he felt that he has so much power that the governor must succumb to him, yield to him, and do whatever he asked him to do. But the governor said, no, I am now the chief executive of this state. So therefore, you are no longer the governor. I am the governor. You allow me to work. Now, the predecessor now said, no, I must still have share in this state. What did he do? They started fighting each other. Before you know it, the FCT, that is his predecessor, now planned with the president of Nigeria. They now suspended an elected governor, democratic elected governor in River State. They suspended him and now installed a military head, which means now the state is no longer practicing democracy. It now becomes autocracy as it used to be. What did the youth do? Nothing. They did not. What they did was to divide themselves. The people that are supporting the predecessor and the people that are supporting the governor. Now, this support was based on personal interest and was never for the betterment of the state. It was never for the betterment of the state. It became so bad. They gave him 6 months suspension. The 6 months now has passed. I think it's coming to an end. Now they have come together. The same governor and his predecessor now come together and say they are going to settle. They say they have settled. What have they settled? The rumor has it that the settlement is that the governor, an elected governor, will not seek for a second term. So if he finish 2 years that is remaining, he should go home. He does not have any right to seek for second tenure in a democratic country. What did the youth do? Nothing. What they did was to divide and find the person they will support. It's either you support the governor or you support the other person, the predecessor. They have been divided and it's no longer for the betterment of the state. The state is in shambles. The second condition they gave to him is that when it is time to select the local government chairman, he is powerless. He will be powerless. That his predecessor will be the one to select the local government chairman in a democratic country. Now you will come out and tell me that the strongest youth in Africa are Nigerians. No, it is not by mouth. It is not by muscle. It is not by what it is. Not by crowd. It is by what you're doing. Your doings. Habari, Kenya. Kenya, you people are making me proud. You're making Africans proud now. Keep it on, oh. Keep it on. You people should keep it up. Kenyans, keep it up. Because right now, you are the people now that is making, you are making people now feel that, okay, Africans are still there. Africans are still there. But no, you guys should not stop. Oh. You guys should not stop. Demand for that good governance. Demand for that good governance with everything in you. Demand for it. When there is good governance in one place, at least another place, other people will start looking and say, oh, okay, since it's working here, I think it will make sense here. If Nigerians cannot lead by example with the whole population, let Kenya lead and let us emulate from them. That is what we are saying. Even Ghana, Cameroon, anywhere that can lead and show example of good governance, let us learn from them. Kenya, you guys now are the new giant of Africa. We give you the crown. Just take it. Giant of Africa for now. I will still talk to some Kenyans. We have a call so that we'll get the full details of what is going on in Kenya. Thank you very much, Kenya. Thank you, Africa. Mama me.
All right, guys. Kenyans. Okay, the news reaching me says that the Nakuru boys, that's the Nakuru GENZs, during the Basa protest yesterday, the 7-7 protest yesterday, You know, 7-7 in Nigeria, there's something we do. 7-7 is for some group of cultists, you know. But in Kenya, it's a demonstration. So during the 7-7 demonstration yesterday, that the Nakuru boys hijacked a police van, that's a police truck. They took the truck from police. I don't know where the policemen go. I don't know where they drop the policemen. I don't know what they do to the policemen. So they took the vehicle from the policemen and then they went on a patrol, on a road trip with the vehicle. After finishing the road trip, according to the news, so after finishing the road trip, they now returned the vehicle back to the police station and now tell them, wait, basa basa moto le returné. When I heard this news, I was like, damn man, shit. Then I look at the news again. I sat down and thought about the news again, and I was like, another damn man, shit. No wonder you guys said you are the capital city of Africa. Yeah, there was a video I made, and I attest to it that you guys are the capital city of Africa because the kind of things that you guys do, they no born me where, they no born us where. Don't forget this, we are giants of Africa, but we can't do it. We can't do it. The highest we've done is we set a police station ablaze, and people and police were shooting at each other. They kill some, they chase police away, and they burn the police station. That's the highest we've done during the NSAS. But you guys have done more than that. You guys have, like when I was watching those videos, I'm like, another them man said. So the Nakuru boys should come and tell us, how did he go from the first place? How did they get the police vehicle? Second place, where did they go with the police vehicle? And third, when they returned the police vehicle, what did they say to the police? I love you guys. I can never get enough of you guys, honestly. You and Uganda. Without you, Kenya and Uganda, no content. Don't worry.